Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my NHL 20 franchise mode here in the state of hockey. In the previous episode, we went toe-to-toe with our oldest rivals ever in a 7-game bout for the ages. Now, if you've not seen the previous episode, I recommend 100% go back and watch that video. The second round series against the Colorado Avalanche is one of the most historic comebacks. No, it's the biggest comeback in Minnesota sports history. Ever. Bar none. There is no question. We go down 3 games against the Colorado Avalanche. They had our number through the first 3 games. We had no fight, no give. We had that overtime in game number 3 where I'm like, okay, this is where we start to crawl back into this series. And we dropped it relatively early in that game. Or in the OT frame. And then after that, I'd lost all hope. I had exhausted every option. I mean, after game number 2 loss, I hit best lines. We went with whatever the lines we thought were right. I believe Louis Langweeder got hurt. Game 4, game 5, I'm not sure, but he did get hurt. Game 4 is where things started to turn around for us. A phenomenal game 4 win, making it a 3-1 series. It's a little bit easier to overcome than 3-0. One win is not enough, especially for this Minnesota team that won the President's Trophy after all the stuff they dealt with all season long. Then we win in game number 5. A 4-1 victory seemed pretty easy. We head back to Colorado with the chance to tie this series up. At this point, I was planning what I was going to do in the offseason, all that jazz, who I'm going to trade away, what I'm going to do, because it's been a weird season altogether. I had not planned to come back in this series. You never plan to come back from a 3-0 deficit. But you also never plan to blow a 3-0 deficit. It goes both ways. We tie the series up with a phenomenal 7-3 victory. We head back to Minnesota and whoop them 8-4 with a phenomenal third period. Now, I believe Samuel Girard opened the scoring in the third period with the 4th goal for the Avalanche, and then we came right back with 5 straight goals in the third. That is how you end a series in dramatic fashion. After we go down 3-0, I'm like, okay, wrap this one up quickly. Don't give me all that hope. And that's exactly what they did. They gave me so much hope where I'm like, okay, maybe we have a little bit of a fighting chance because I knew we were a better team than Colorado. That's a fact. We're better than every other team in the league for the last 6-7 years. But the series is over. The Stanley Cup is ours to lose. A phenomenal 3-game comeback to tie the series and a Game 7 victory. Could you imagine if we had gone to Game 7 and dropped the ball? I can't remember the last time I've come back from a 3-0 deficit and simulating a series. It's happened maybe once to me. I wasn't even super excited in that game. I was, but I just thought, okay, they're going to blow it here eventually. But they ended up not. They didn't do it. So let's go ahead and check out the stats through the first 11 games. I'm surprised we're even here. I thought it would be a completely different discussion. We are seeing some phenomenal Conn Smythe runs. Alexei Petrangelo is willing this team to win. He has been the best player in Minnesota Wild history in the postseason. Regular season, it's debatable because Anthony Francis, obviously. But he is willing this team to another Stanley Cup. We had no business coming back in that series. Obviously, Christian Rensfeldt, a former Minnesota Wild goaltender, blew it for Colorado because that's what he does. This guy is murdering the entire NHL. He's doing exactly what... He's doing more than I expect. More. I'm always going to need more, but damn, he's been absolutely on fire. 11 goals in 11 games. 2 game winners, 5 power play goals. Just behind him, quietly having himself a goal per game run in the postseason as well. I don't know why I hadn't noticed this before. He's scoring goals at a crazy rate. That the first line is willing this team into a potential Stanley Cup berth. Again, maybe. But they're doing their jobs. I love that. Anthony Francis, a bit quieter than the rest, but after the postseason he had last year, over a point per game in the postseason, this year, that's what I'm expecting from him every postseason. Last year wasn't the worst, but he's having a decent turnaround this year. I know a Stanley Cup is a Stanley Cup, but I need him to be a major part of that. Gogolev. Now, there has been a lot of controversy around Gogolev the first 4 years of his career. He jumped right into the NHL right away after he was drafted. You know, it's debatable. His first few years, I'm like, damn, he's going to be a legitimate star. And then we got Jack Eichel. We ended up winning 2 Stanley Cups, so you can't take away from that. But it's kind of on me that that kind of hurt him in a sense. The moment he gets the time on the second line and the power play, he goes off almost 30 goals, 68 points, crushing his best season ever. He's coming out here in the postseason as a 22-year-old. He's going to be 23 soon. He's having a stellar postseason. +5, 13 points in 11 games. He's been a big part. I do like him. I know there's some people saying maybe you trade him, go for a more playmaking center for the second line. If he continues to perform like this, is an asset defensively, I can't really consider the other options. Cal Newman is known for his goal-scoring prowess. But if he puts up the points, I can't be mad at all. He had 16 last year. He's on pace to obliterate that. Usually he's the goal scorer for us, but right now, he's just putting up points, and I can't be too mad. Lionel Waters, 9 points in 11 games. 2 game winners. You know, you can have low goal totals, but if you're putting up game winners, those goals are very, very important. Louis Langwater has been quiet. He's a +8, 2 penalty minutes, which is a huge, huge thing. That's a big positive to see from Langwater, who's such a big body, who will lay out hits, draw penalties, take penalties. So I'm glad to see that he's having a solid postseason performance. Chris Griffin, about half point per game. ± is at a 0. 2 penalty minutes. Could be better, but we're here for a reason. Pete Curry has 2 game winners. 2 of them. He has 2 game winners. As a 25-year-old finally getting his chance in the NHL. He never thought he'd get here. Played in the OHL for a long stint. Played in Iowa for a bit. He's been in here with Minnesota having a 22-goal campaign on the third line. He's been pretty solid. I really, really like what he brings to the table. Dane Koliakovo has not been the best. Now, I can't be super mad. You know, we hit best lines. I wasn't really paying attention to him per se. If our big stars are showing up and the rookies aren't having the best of time, it happens. But we're here. It would be a different story if we were losing, you know. Victor Hadfield, -2, and then Bobby Lev is a -2. So our throw-in guys our depth guys, the fourth line specifically, are not doing great. It tends to happen, especially when you have a series like that against Colorado. They take a lot of hits, but hopefully they can turn that around for us. Now I'm excited to talk about the defense because Brandt Clarke's having a phenomenal time. He's having his one of his best postseasons ever. He really turns it on for us in the postseason. Last year, 11 points. He's already tied that in 6 less games. I want to go back to the days where he had 22 points in 23 games. He is a point machine in the postseason when he wants to be, when he needs to step up. Same with Quinn Hughes. Best defenseman of his generation. Best defenseman, one of the best defensemen in history. No doubt. Already 1,000 points in under 1,000 games. As a defenseman, he's had 2 100-point seasons. As a defenseman. What else can I say there? Marcus Mironov is having a solid go at the postseason. 7 points, 11 games. He has no penalty minutes. That's a huge positive. And he's a +3. I'm okay with that. Georges Bissonnette, after having a phenomenal startup season, a renaissance, or I don't even know what to call that, but a very big growth 2 seasons ago, 56 points. This year, 47, which is very respectable. In the postseason this year, 5 points in 11 games as a defenseman who's a +3, 2 penalty minutes. I'm very okay with that. Harry Parrish and Pearson have been okay as depth guys. Plus, minus, could be better, but, especially like the series we had against Colorado, our depth are definitely going to take a beating. But Harry Parrish is definitely going to be a project for the next few years. I like him. Trust me, I do. I want to make sure that he gets some time in the next coming years when cap is a problem. We get him into the top 4. Okay, goaltending now, I believe in voodoo, 100%, but one of the biggest contributors to us being down 3-0 into the series against Colorado was Tallender. He was no help, giving up late period goals, which is Minnesota Wild's goalie's speciality. He has been god-awful. He's not been great at all. He's making no really awesome stealing series for us. I would love to see that once or twice, but he has not done that in the slightest. Not at all. Not at all. But I know what you guys are here for, and before we get to that, I want to thank you guys very much for subscribing. Man, we're going to crush 600 this year at the end of the year. Ooh, by January 1st, I hope we get there. I believe in you guys. All the support, especially on my channel update a few days ago. I don't know how many days ago it went up at the time I'm recording this. But you guys are responding really well to the polls. New franchise modes are coming. I'm still working out some subscriber-created players. I've been working on that day and night, trust me. Not every subscriber player is going to make it in it, just especially with the volume of requests I've gotten. But a lot of the ones that were well thought out are going to get their spot into not both of the new franchise mode ideas I have. It's going to be, most of the subscriber created players are going to be going to the custom league just to make the league more fresh. I don't want the normal franchise mode to be like the Minnesota Wild series where you just have stacked prospects, all that. I want it to be a very generated draft base where we can create our own sort of superstars, like Jeffrey Woodworth. That guy wasn't put in the draft. He was just generated, and now he's my favorite player I've ever used. Right? There's going to be subscriber created players in both franchise modes, but I'm just letting you know now that I kind of have a team in mind for what I want to do for the next regular franchise mode, custom franchise mode. I'm going to have a vote out for that, where you vote on which team you want me to use. There's going to be a whole video out on that pretty soon. I'm just I procrastinated a little bit. So it will be out in due time. It's going to take a little bit of time, but when we get there, and I appreciate your support either which way. But we're here in the Western Conference Finals against the LA Kings. It has been a few seasons since we fought the Kings. They are the comeback Kings, but we are as well. 38, 36, and 8, 3-6-1, coming in to the Western Conference, but technically they weren't the worst Western team, or we would have fought them in the first round because Nashville technically was, even though LA has less than 40 wins. The NHL is fun. Yeah, I'm pretty sure LA has a decent squad. It's been a few seasons. We kind of wiped them off the board the last time we fought them, but I'm excited to see a few players on their squad. First, I want to take a look at the postseason so far, see who's gone where, see what's happened. You know, was that quarterfinals? I'm pretty sure that's quarterfinals. Were very interesting. You had both New York teams go up against each other. The Islanders move on in 7. So you had 3 7-game series in the second round. Buffalo moves past Florida pretty easily, even though Florida has a bunch of superstars on their team. Ekblad, who was one of the best defensemen in the league this year. Huberdeau, if I'm not mistaken. They had Damian Hunter. They had a lot of guys on that squad, and they get wiped off the board against Buffalo. So it's Islanders-Buffalo in the Eastern Conference Finals, who we've fought in. I would like to battle Buffalo in the finals, but the Islanders were the first ever team we fought in the Stanley Cup Finals and lost. But we're not there yet. The LA Kings beat San Jose, their California rivals, in the first round in 6. Move on against Winnipeg in 7. So they have definitely gone up against some stronger competition here, especially considering the record. They're kind of here, just like Nashville, for no specific reason. But see, the difference between them and Nashville is that they've won a series, right? They've won games. They're here for a reason. They've won 8 games. We've won 8 games. Nashville won 0, right? So what do the LA Kings look like in the year 2031? I know one player they do have for sure, and that is a subscriber-created player that I've been wanting to fight for a very long time. Oh my god, LA has Shane Wright. I've not noticed Shane Wright at all in this franchise mode. I don't know if, I guess because all the point scoring in the league, I don't see him in the top 10 rarely because we have so many 100-point scores. Yes, our scoring, sim scoring engine is only on medium, but I guess with the amount of talent in the league, there's going to be that much point scoring. Yeah, Shane Wright has been a beast for LA in his career, playing for them for quite some time. You know, really came into his own in his 3rd ever season. He has never been below a point per game since then. He has been a machine. LA is once again a playoff team, barely by the skin of their teeth, but they're here for a reason. On the left wing, they have Igor Brylin, 23 years of age, top 6 potential, technically a second-line forward, former 7th overall pick in 2025. That's not a bad player. Interesting choice there on the top line left winger spot, but I guess when you have Shane Wright, any winger should be good. But when you have Connor von Sieg, you are going places. Currently, the best German player in the NHL today. I know there's Leon Draisaitl still in the game, but Connor von Sieg, subscriber created player. This is your episode, so make sure you stick along for this one. He is LA's franchise player. I know you got Shane Wright there, but Connor von Sieg has definitely been here for quite some time. You know, he played in Ontario, the Ontario Reign, for his first season. He's really come into his own the last few seasons. He's been dominating the league. Is he LA's captain? I'm not too sure, but he probably should be, shouldn't he? Second line, you have Chad Chadson. That is another subscriber-created player. Chad Chadson. He's a beauty. It's Chad Chadson, man. He's such a Chad. You have Dominic Kahn and Peyton Krebs. Yeah, their wingers seem to be a little bit weaker after the first line. I don't see anything super interesting. I get why this team might have struggled in the regular season, but I also see why they would have dominated in the postseason. That's why they're here in the Western Conference Finals. You can have guys like Shane Wright, Brylin, Chad Chadson, and Von Sieg, who have carried them to this point in time. Like Von Sieg, yeah, look at the amount of points he has and tell me that I'm wrong. 13 and 13. Exactly. Fourth line, you have Sawyer and Androv. Didn't LA have another Androv? Androv? I swear they did. They probably did. Former Buffalo Sabre. Decent, a really good third line center. He's a two-way forward. That's pretty nice. LA. You have Jackson Jermaine. I feel so bad. He's been with LA for 2 seasons. Not the best point total person. Definitely struggled in the regular season, but not a bad player. They also have Akil Thomas, who, if you don't know that name, I'm almost 100% positive he scored the junior, the Canadian, or the, use your brain, Owen, the World Junior Championship gold medal winner. Remember that whole Russia game where Canada hit the puck off the camera? Or was it Russia that hit the puck off the camera? I'm not too sure. But he's scored an incredible one. He's been with LA. He was drafted by LA. Was he drafted by LA? He was. In 2018. Okay. Not a bad third line. They have Tage Thompson, and you have Jeff Skinner. Don't even get me started about NHL contracts. Jeff Skinner, yeah, he had 50. Well, how many goals did he have? IRL last year. What, like 40? Yeah, he had 40 goals. Then he had 32. No, that's not okay. He had 40 goals. Not bad. How much were they paying him? Like $9 million or $8 million? Ugh, that's not good. Over like 8 years? No, there's only certain players you gotta give that contract to, and Jeff Skinner's probably not one of those guys. They also have Kirill Marchenko. That's a pretty solid fourth line. Weird sniper combination there, but Kirill Marchenko definitely balances out. What does the defense look like? A post-LA, or post-Drew Doughty LA, Frederick Blodker. We keep seeing this guy everywhere. He was with LA last year. He was with Winnipeg. I feel like I see him all the time. He was with Pittsburgh the majority of his career. Definitely settling down here in LA. Who's 6'10", by the way. You have Patrick Wanvig. When they tanked there for a few seasons, got a lot of really awesome prospects there. They have Cameron York, Jake Bean. They have Jacques Berupiri and Jacob Zaboro, however you want to pronounce it. That's a really awesome defensive core. I guess when you match that up with the forward core, it balances out a lot of the weaknesses on the forward core. Because LA is going to score their way out of trouble if their big guys are on top of their game. But with a 6'10" defenseman, and then you got Wanvig, and then really awesome 80-plus overall defenseman, you're in for a good time. That's why they're here. But I'm excited to see their goaltender. Their starting goaltender is Yaroslav Askarov. If I'm not mistaken, last year I think he won the Vezina, if I'm not mistaken. Spent the majority of his career in Washington. You've seen that a lot. A lot of guys come over to LA, just settle down, win a few games here and there, make it in the postseason. He wasn't a great goalie this year. You know, it's debatable that you play Tarasov over him, but two former Columbus Blue Jackets franchise mode goalies, if I'm not mistaken. Because we had Askarov, I'm pretty sure we had Tarasov as well. Yeah, we did. That's a really good tandem. Depends on how Askarov plays. We know how he plays is not good. Gabriel Velarde is scratched. That is not good for us. That is definitely not what I like to see. Oh, they're just going to add him onto that core. Oh, that makes things so much more complicated for us. You know what? I think you guys are ready for the Western Conference Finals matchup. LA, you know what? The record is definitely not a good showing of how well that team is constructed. You know, they have some weaknesses, but adding Gabe Velarde to that lineup just makes them that much more dangerous. Who will walk on to the Stanley Cup Finals? We will find out, but first, game number 1, home ice, XL Energy Center. First period. Okay. 0-0 after 20. Shots are pretty even. 15 for LA, 11 for us. Could definitely be a bit better. I would like some goals, especially after the last few performances against Colorado. Come on, Minnesota, let's step it up. Second period. Okay, when I ask for goals, I ask for our goals. Come on. Sergei Gogolev opens the scoring short-handed. I'll take some special team goals. And there's Connor Von Sieg tying the game up on the power play. Shane Wright takes the lead for LA. Anthony Francis ties it. Nikhil Thomas with a late goal, very similar to his World Junior clinching goal. Third period underway. Shots are in LA's favor. Power play early, and they score early. Tallender, can you, shut it down? Can he steal a game for us one of these days? Would be just awesome if he could shut it down. Come on. You're an 89 overall goaltender. We should be doing a lot better. I just feel like we have no pep in our step, to start this series. There was no fight back in the slightest. Askarov has a phenomenal game. Okay, we're down again in a series. I would love to take a lead in a series for once. It'd be phenomenal, but I guess we don't do that here. Game number 2. Here we go. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. Actually, our AHL squad's still kicking in the lineup, or kicking in the postseason, so I like to see that. First period. Oh my God, Minnesota, Minnesota, today is not the day you start doing that. Do not just come back from a 3-0 deficit to pull this. Don't do that, man. Don't. How often do you get to see that? Last team to do that, the LA Kings against the San Jose Sharks. Before that, Philadelphia against Boston, if I'm not mistaken. Before that, my brain can't really comprehend anything before 2000. Come on, Minnesota. Second period. We tie the game. Harry Parrish, seeing a goal from the back end, but everybody else has been super quiet. We're the big stars. Third period underway. Can we tie this series up? Power play early. They kill it off. Oh my God. Oh my God. Minnesota. No. What are you doing? What? Oh, this is so untallender. I'm going to lose it. I'm going to freaking lose it. Where's our goal scoring? But Tallender, you cannot give up 3 straight goals in the third period. You can't do that. Pete Curry with a late goal. It's a 1-goal game. Oh my God, Marcus Mironov tied it. Oh my God. A third period comeback. Oh, guys. After a comeback like that, we have to go into the... Yeah, we're going... Yeah. Being down late 4-1 in game number 2 is not a deficit you want to be in. I know for the comeback Kings. But they had a huge advantage on us. Tallender with the save early. We tie the game late, forcing an OT. Now this can go one of 2 ways. They take a 2-0 series lead heading to LA. Very similar to the Colorado, exactly the same way as the Colorado series. Or we tie this one up and make it a new series. Come on, Minnesota. Kaprizov with the puck in front and a tip shot from Francis, but that wasn't a huge deal for Askarov. You know what? I usually don't break my own rules and jump into OT, but after a comeback like that, you should probably jump into it just for storyline purposes. I'll make an exception to the rule every so often. Marcus Mironov over to Quinn Hughes. In front, Petrangelov. 2 humongous saves from Askarov. I'm not sure if that shot went wide, the second one, but oh no, Von Sieg has been dangerous in the series. He almost got the... Oh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Minnesota? Aw, screw you, Tallender. Where the hell was the defense? It's not Tallender's fault. Man, just please make a save for once in your terrible lives. Oh, man. I'm not even watching the celebrations. Screw that. Screw that. Screw You, Talander, man. But he only has a few bad games here and there. It happens, man. I don't care, man. You have to shut it down. Steal us one game. When are you going to do that for us, man? Please. It's all on... It's him. Right now, it's him. All on him. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but he sucks. Even though he's an 89 overall. Explain that to me. I'm putting in Mackey. I don't want to make a panic move. But man, oh man, I want to. Yeah, we're going to put Gogolev up there. I mean, Pete Curry's been a beast. 3 goals. Yeah, I'm very much debating. Talender's been, hot garbage. Talender's going out. Mackey's going in. Mackey, prove yourself, man. If you go out there and steal a few games, I know this is a tough decision to make. Going into game number 3 where the series is on the line. Come on, Minnesota. First period. 0-0. Shots are in our favor, 13-10. And yeah, just because Talender's been having bad games, that's no excuse for the forwards as well. The only time they showed up in this entire series was game number 2 in the 3rd period. And then OT, they all just decided to leave Talender all alone. But still, come on, man. 2nd period, can we get a little bit of help? What do I even say? Like, legitimately, what do I even do? Like, we're going to be down 3-0 again? All our magic is... we have no magic left. What the hell? What the blue hell? Our goaltenders can't make a stop, ever. You should have played Talender. Where was the evidence that we played Talender in that position? I'm not even looking at the 3 stars. I don't care about the draft class right now. I don't care. I should care because we have 5 first-round draft picks. I don't know what to do. Again, we're going to hit best lines. Sure. Might as well, right? I feel like we should call up this dude. Should we? I mean, they're playing well in the AHL. I don't know. I thought you guys expected a better series, you know? After coming back against Colorado Avalanche, I'm sorry. There's no way on God's green earth that we are making any progress in this series. Mackey with a god-awful game. Talender doesn't know how to stop a puck to save his life. Our defense is phenomenal. You see that. Like, what am I supposed to do here? I don't know what I'm going to do with this team after this video. And going to the postseason. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. I guess we start off with one thing and we end this series. Or they end this series. Game number 4, first period. Okay, you know what, that's nice. We could have gotten that a while ago, but I'll take a 6-0 lead either way. Kel Numanen scoring a pair. Pete Curry, Kaprasov, Kolyakovo, and Brant Clark. You know, I'll take that. 2nd period. 7-0. Anthony Francis on the board. I would have, maybe if we were more consistent the rest of the series, you know, we wouldn't be in such a hole. But, you know, it happens. 3rd period underway, 7-0. If they come back at all, I'm throwing this team to the sun. Power play, doesn't matter. It's 7-0. Ugh. This doesn't make up for absolutely anything. It doesn't. It doesn't, Minnesota. Okay. Now we're down in the series still. But we're climbing the hill slowly. We can't keep doing this. We don't have enough we don't have enough energy in the engine. We don't have enough gas to keep doing this. Game number 5. I mean, the Buffalo Sabres are down 3-1 against the Islanders. So, game number 5. Here we go. Minnesota. Will the series be ending this evening? First period. 2-1. Alexei Petrangelov. I'll take it. Zaboral ties the game, and Langweeder with 3 seconds left on Askarov. That's how you end a period. Shots are pretty dead even. Second period. Yes. Langweeder giving us a 2-goal advantage. Shots are even. Heading into the third period now. Please, for the love of God, do one thing, and that's shut it down, man. Shut it down. Play with the puck. Do whatever you need to do. Cover it up. Slow the pace down. Make it faster. Whatever you need to do. Anthony Francis, a big 3-goal lead for the Minnesota Wild in game number 5. And we will be heading back to LA with a chance to tie this series up and force a game 7. Again. That's never happened. Ever in the history of the NHL. Has a team come back from 3-0 deficit and won and did it again. Ever. Game number 6, our luck. I'm at this point, our luck is going to run out at some point. The Islanders advance to the Stanley Cup final, absolutely obliterating the Buffalo Sabres. Yeah, I'm going to be mad either way with this series because we shouldn't be doing this. Our luck is going to run out. I've accepted that completely. In my mind, we've already lost the series. Game number 6, a chance to force game number 7 here at the Staples Center. How will this one shape up? First period. 2-0. Huge period there. Langweeder and Petrangelov just putting up as many points as he really feels like with a late period goal. You leave them at 2 shots. 2 shots in the first period. Second period. Oh, I don't like that very much. Jake Bean cuts the lead in half. This is do or die. I know how my goaltenders work, and they don't tend to hold a lead for us. Our goal scoring. No, let me call out the goal scoring. Please do something. Third period underway. Up by 1. Chance to force game 7 for the second straight series being down 3-0. And Breland ties it. Oh, for the love of God, Minnesota. Chris Griffin, you beauty. 3-2. 3-2 power play. Come on, give us that 2-goal lead. Cale Newman in on the power play. Big 5-on-4 power play goal. I will take that. Game number 7 inbound. Again, my heart, I don't know why I'm not convulsing on the ground. Okay, another Iowa player is hurt. I don't care, Iowa. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Did they lose their series? No, they didn't. They won. Cool. Oh, and they're playing the Ontario Reign. Oh, isn't that cool? Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, Iowa's playing the Ontario Reign and the LA Kings are playing the Minnesota Wild. Oh, both are... Oh, that's really cool. I've never seen that before. The AHL doesn't matter. Okay. 1 game at a time. We have forced a game 7 after being down 3-0 yet again in a series. Swear to God, this is there ain't no cheat codes. There is no cheat codes. I don't know how we keep getting ourselves into situations like this. I'll be upset either way, but a win would push us to our 3rd straight Stanley Cup Finals. A chance to three-peat after a magical postseason so far. Do we have anything left in the tank? Game number 7, home ice. Winner advances to the Cup Finals. Petrangelov early. Big goal. Minute exactly into the first period. Come on, keep the goals going, Minnesota. Halfway through the first period. I don't like this. My heart hurts. I feel like I'm going to be sick. 2 straight series I'm dealing with this. This team really hates me. Gabe Vilardi ties things up. Obviously, because Tallender doesn't know how to hold a lead late into the first period. Ever. He always does that. We're doubling them in shots, by the way. Where are the hockey gods when you need them? I know, they've already answered my prayers once, but I'm asking again. Please, don't do this to me. Second period, come on, Minnesota. Come on, Minnesota. Come on, Minnesota. You know what you have to do. You know what you have to do. You know what you need to do. Minnesota score a goal or 2 for the love of God. Bobby Lev, I'll take it. Whatever. It doesn't matter what your name is. A to Z, it doesn't matter as long as you get on the... Oh, Shane Wright ties things up. For the love of God, Tallender, could you hold on to a lead for 1 period, man? Please. They're doubling them in shots, Tallender. What are you bad? You suck at your job, man. Are you bad? You suck at your job. Why are you so bad at your job, man? I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Oh. Game 7 again. Tied heading into the third period. Again. Please. Please. Can we get a goal again? Minnesota, please. Power play for LA. No. Oh, we killed it off. Minnesota, please. Minnesota, please, for the love of God. Power, whatever you call it. Power. No. 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 Oh, God. Oh. Game 7 is heading to the overtime frame. My heart can't take much more of this pain. Oh my God, here we go. Oh my, I don't know, I don't have words. Minnesota, you've been fighting. You need one more. Please. Hockey gods. Kaprizov in front! Askarov with the big save. Oh God, I hate this. Minnesota, please. I can't really do commentary right now. My heart is... one of my lungs has collapsed. I'm going to the ER after this game. In front! It's over! Kaprizov ends the series! The comeback is complete! Again! The comeback kings! Again! Oh my God, what a pass from the point! A perfect play! Oh my God. The captain! The captain did it! We did it again! My heart! My heart! We don't touch the trophy. Anything's bad luck at this point, but the comeback kids beat the Kings after being down 3-0 again for the first time in the history of the NHL. A team has won 2 reverse sweeps in a single postseason. I have no words. I have no freaking words. I don't. Even though I keep talking. My mind is just going forward. I don't know. Tell me how I'm supposed to feel after that. Again, I said my goodbyes. I was thinking of what we're going to do in the off season. We are 4 games away from completing the three-peat. Will we be able to do that? No idea. The way this postseason is going. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this one, please leave a like, leave a comment, share with people who you think may enjoy this sort of thing. And I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.